All right, class. So in today's screencast, I'm just going to go over um, some other effects that you can use to help you create your logo design. Um, Normally, when we have our paintbrush set up, right? It might be on like basic, which it's totally not allowing me to do that right now, like a basic paintbrush, and you can change the type of paintbrush, the point size, whatever. So when I go to draw, um, when I go to draw my line, okay, you can see that it chose that paintbrush, but I can also change it back to my basic if I wanted to. Oh my goodness, nothing is working right now. To select it, right, I can change the uniform of it, the point size, right? So that's like the basic approach to creating, I don't know, a shape or a form. Now under this tool, you never think that it would have this, but you have other brush options. The other brush options have a lot of more decorative symbols that you might see in like Photoshop. So if you were going to go to your basic toolbar, click on this little arrow here, you can see that there's a brush library. So you have arrows, artistic, borders, bristle brush, decorative, and so forth. So when I go to click on one, so like for instance, a lot of you are interested in banners. If I went to decorative banners, you can see that all these different banners pop up, right? That I can choose from. Now there are two ways that you can approach it. You can select a banner, okay? And you can see that I'm going to backtrack here. I'm going to deselect that. I can select a banner and then use my paintbrush to paint a straight line, create a banner. But the really cool thing is that whatever direction I paint it in, that banner is going to set itself up um, in that position. And just like any other shape, you can move it around. You can play with your anchor points. You can delete points, right? And so forth. So the really cool thing is that you can do things like that with the brush tool, but you can't change the color of it. So whatever color you see is pretty much what you're going to get. Now, let's say you wanted to change the color of these banners, right? You're like, I really don't like these. Like some of them are really weird. Like I really don't like this green one. But let's say that, I like the shape of that green one. Okay, hold on. I'm going to deselect that. I like the shape of that green one. What I could do is take it and drag it right to my my file or my artboard. And now it's a vector image, and you can't like warp it, or you can kind of warp it and distort it, but not so much like you would the paintbrush. Um, but you can, using your direct selection tool, select certain parts of it and either like delete parts, um, change the color of parts. So maybe I wanted to change the color of this border, make it like blue instead, right? It'll change the color of it. Maybe I want to make this white instead, right? So you can see that you can use one of these borders, but you can also change the color of it, right? So those are two different ways to use those tools, okay? Let's just go through this again. So let's see some of the other tools that you have here. Brushes. So I was looking through some of them because I really don't use these that often. But I was looking at like, it's my son there. Okay, this one was pretty cool. I'm forgetting where I found it, but you can either take it and drag it out, and then it becomes a shape that you can distort, obviously. You can also then like change the color of aspects of it, right? Or you can use the paintbrush tool and use it as a paintbrush. So I think that's like really cool. Actually, that might work really nicely for some of your your images. So what I would do today is look through some of these options that you have here. I know a lot of you were asking about if they had symbols like they do in Photoshop, and you know they do, but maybe not the same ones, but ones that might work for you and your logo design, right? I hope you find that helpful, and I will see you Thursday.